Hello again viewers, today I'm going to be making hot cross buns for you. What I've got is in a pot I've got 40 grams of butter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to melt that butter. Once the butter is melted, I'm going to add 300 mils of milk, and then just have that on the heat for about a minute until it's just lukewarm. Right, our butter and milk now is lukewarm. In a mixing bowl I've got 4 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, a cup and a half of sultanas. You can use raisins if you want, but I find sultanas are better. I've got 2 packets of dry yeast, which is equivalent to 14 grams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the milk and butter mixture to that. And then I've got 2 lightly beaten eggs as well. I use a knife to mix that together. I've also got a teaspoon and a half of allspice in there as well. You can also add some cinnamon and nutmeg if you like the taste of them. So I'm going to mix that together until it all combines. When it's nearly all combined, just use your hands. Combine the rest of that together. You might need to add a little bit more flour. That depends on the size of the eggs and that you're using. Want to get that all combined into a dough. Once we've got it combined to a dough, out onto your board, and we're going to knead that for around 30 minutes until that becomes a nice dough ball that's not lumpy. Right, that's been kneaded now for around about 20 to 30 minutes. So what we're going to do is place that in just a lightly oiled bowl. Just rotate it around so the oil covers it. The oil is basically to stop the dough from actually drying out on one side and cracking. So then what we're going to do is going to place some cling wrap over that. And we're going to put that in a nice warm place for an hour to an hour and a half. To rise and hopefully double in size. Well, welcome back viewers. As you can see, our dough has well more than doubled in size. What we're going to do is knock that back to its original size. I'm going to put a bit of flour on the bench. Turn that dough out onto that flour. You're going to knead that for about 30 seconds. And don't overwork it because it'll become stiff. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that into 12 equal portions. And I've got a lightly greased baking tray here. going to do is just roll them into a ball. Something like that. Just might need a little bit more. And onto that baking tray. Put them around about a centimetre apart. What we're going to do is once we've got all them rolled onto the baking tray, we're going to cover them again with some cling wrap, and we're going to put them in a nice warm place again and let them rise for a second time for about 30 minutes. Once we've done that, then we will mix up the cross mix, which is just some flour and some water. Once they've risen, put the crosses on. Just like that. I'm going to cover them with some cling wrap. And back into a nice warm place to rise again. Rightio viewers, our buns have had 30 minutes to rise again. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make up the mix for the cross. So what we've got, half a cup of flour and about 5 tablespoons of water. Might take a bit more, might take a bit less, depending on whether you've got enough flour or not. What we want is just a nice smooth paste to put the crosses on. So we'll just mix that up. Need some more water. What I've also done is I've turned the oven on, got it warming up. My oven I set to 180, depending on your oven, between 160 and 190. It just depends whether you've got a fan forced oven or just a normal standard oven like I have. I find 180 is probably where most ovens need to be. We look at that, got a nice paste there now. So what we're going to do is just a click lock bag. Just going to spoon that into the click lock bag. Into the click lock bag, close it up, and then all we're going to do is we're going to snip the corner off that bag, and we're just going to weasel that out. Oops, it's a bit thin, doesn't matter. Like that. So what we're going to do is, that made it a little bit messy, but now we're going to put it in the oven 20 to 25 minutes until they're golden brown. Well, there you go, it's folks, it's been 22 minutes. My buns are cooked. As you can see, my crosses didn't turn out the best, but that's all part of cooking, trial and error. But if you look at the buns themselves, nicely cooked. Cut one open, very hot. As you can see, they're nicely cooked all the way through, and they're delicious. Okay, bit of prep time and waiting time for it to rise, but at the end of it, you'll have yummy tasting buns. Okay, see you next week.